What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Aaron Nix. This is the Wrestle Plug YouTube channel, and tonight is Impact Emergence. It's on Impact Plus. If you're in the UK like myself, it's about £5 a month for Impact Plus, and with that you get all of the old TNA highlights, the Impact highlights, the good and the bad. It has to be said. Dixie Carter, damn you! Although I did meet her once, really lovely lady. And of course, with a pay-per-view comes predictions, and hopefully a review tomorrow as well. We might even make it an audio special podcast as well, just to keep up with things, although I am very busy on Saturday, and of course we also have SummerSlam to look forward to, as well as NXT TakeOver. But Impact Emergence is tonight. So, predictions. And by the way, don't forget, leave your predictions below. It'd be great to hear what you guys think. So, I've got my predictions right here on the laptop. We've got Decay, Black Taurus, who I'm a huge fan of, as you know, Crazy Steve, Havoc and Rosemary, all of Decay, versus the hodgepodge team of Falabar, No Way Jose, awful, Savannah Evans, and Tasha Steelz. Kind of heel, kind of not. 8-person tag team clusterfuck. Of course, Decay, Rosemary and Havoc are the Impact Wrestling Knockout Tag Team Champions. Bit of a shame those titles aren't on the line here, but until they can really bolster that division, I kind of understand. Don't really care, if I'm being honest. It would kind of be silly for Decay to lose, just because they are actually kind of a proper unit, whereas the rest of them are kind of all over the place. Maybe this is a good way of having, I don't know, Falabar and No Way kind of get ditched off by Savannah and Tasha Steelz, who have recently turned heel on Kiera Hogan, who then got abducted and had her soul taken away, and apparently punishment for that means that she now has to wrestle on Rampage. Good storytelling, gang. Yeah, don't really care. But I will go with Team Heel on the one basis of Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans have literally just turned heel. Wouldn't make sense for them to lose, so I'm going to go with them. Let us know what you think, as I've said, going through these predictions. Why not type them below, and whoever gets the most right will get a nice little shout out, maybe even a t-shirt if I'm feeling frisky. Hey, if we get 100 views on this video by the time the pay-per-view starts, I'll give away a free t-shirt. How about that? Matt Cardona versus Rohit Raju. Rohit Raju should win this. It sounds awful. I don't care about Matt Cardona. I haven't cared about him for a long time. I didn't really care about him as that rider. That's not his fault. He's clearly very good looking. He's in amazing shape. He's a good worker. Great mic worker. But he was beaten into the ground. And he was very goofy. And it's just not my cup of tea. And the thing with Brian Myers as well just dragged on. I didn't care about that either. Then he lost to an individual, John Skyler, I think his name is, on Impact a couple of weeks ago. I don't care. I'm going to go with Rohit Raju because I really like Rohit Raju. I do like seeing Chelsea Green, though, Matt Cardona's partner, so that will help, no doubt. But I'm going to stick my neck out and say Rohit Raju. I feel like he hasn't really done a great deal for a while. He's always in amazing matches, but he never seems to come out as the big name from it, despite putting in such great work, like he did the X Division Ultimate X match that we saw at Slammiversary. So, yeah, we'll stick our neck out and say Rohit Raju, shall we? Taylor Wilde versus Madison Rayne. Wow, throwback city on this bad boy. Madison Rayne's going to win. She's literally just come back. Doesn't make any sense for her to lose. Shame, though, because I'd like to see Taylor Wilde pushed a bit more. By the way, Taylor Wilde, I can't get over... I mean, Madison Rayne as well. I mean, they're all beautiful, aren't they, the knockouts? Some of the most beautiful women walking this earth, but... Man, I had the biggest crush on Taylor Wilde back in the day. Still do. It's great to see her back in wrestling. Hopefully she's going to be as successful as she was last time around. I know that she eventually quit because, well, allegedly quit because there was no money in it. And she ended up working at Sunglasses Hut or something. And it was very demoralising for her. But it's lovely to see her back. I think she adds a lot of gravitas. And she now adds experience to this Knockouts division. It's great to have more women coming into this division because it is one of the most underappreciated and overlooked women's divisions in wrestling. So yeah, we'll go with Madison Rayne. Trey Miguel Molina versus Matthew Rayvolt and Deonna Purrazzo. It's not often that you can put someone like Trey Miguel, Molina, Aiden English, who Matthew Rayvolt people will remember him as. It's not often that these four people, who I all love, are in a match and I don't give a shit, but I don't give a shit. This is purely to help build towards next weekend's NWA 73 and Empower pay-per-view. I think that it would make sense for maybe, I don't know, maybe Trey Miguel Molina pick up the win. Matthew Rayhold is probably in this match to take the pinfall, and then that kind of helps hype up Molina's presence and gives her more of an opportunity, more believability to maybe take the title away from Deonna Purrazzo in the NWA pay-per-view. But no idea. I don't personally think Deonna Purrazzo is losing that belt anytime soon. I think Bound for Glory is where they like to make the big title changes. So I'm going to go with the faces, though, to get the win. Chris Sabin versus Sami Callihan versus Ace Austin versus Moose has the potential to steal the show. The winner of this will be the number one contender for the Impact World Championship. How many times are we going to overlook Moose? Moose needs to be champion at some point. You finally got the belt on a good worker. Sorry, Kenny Omega Marks. Christian Cage is the perfect kind of legend with the great experience to transition that belt over. So nice to get the belt away from Kenny Omega because, frankly, it was an absolute circus with him as champion. More than credible as an AEW champion, but he was fucking awful as an Impact champion. For fuck's sake, Ed. Michael, I'm a Giant Knacker, carrying the belts for him most of the time, and that guy is a fucking scrub at the best of times. I'm going to go with Moose. Although, knowing my luck, it'll probably be Chris Sabin. Moose seems like the best bet, and I think if we're going to get the belt onto somebody else at Bound for Glory, because Christian has already come out and said, yeah, I'm Impact Champion, but I'm still working for AEW. So I assume that his contract and most of his loyalties are going to lie with AEW. So I'm going to go with Moose, and I think Moose finally captures the big one because they've been hyping it up as well on commentary. I know D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker were saying he's done everything, but he's not the world champion. He's never been, a recognised world champion because even though he was walking around with a TNA world title, that was kind of like a old WCW circa, I think 1999 when Hacksaw Jim Duggan found a television title in the bin when he was the janitor. Vince Russo. Moose to win, please, and Moose to capture the world title in a fantastic match against Christian Cage, which I will have my eyeballs glued to the set for because I absolutely adore both of those men. Pete Williams versus Steve Macklin. I'll be honest with you, I don't know who Steve Macklin is. Maybe I should do. I know that he attacked Peter Williams recently. I'm going to go with Peter Williams because, like I say, got no clue who Steve Macklin is, and frankly, don't care who he is either. This could probably steal the show, to be honest. In fact, the next two matches could. The X Division Championship is on the line. Jake Something challenges our boy, Josh Alexander, former guest, should I say, although he's more than welcome to come on and co-host at any time. Josh, please come back, mate. Honestly, I could talk to you for hours. What a gentleman. And in my opinion, one of the very best wrestlers walking this earth. And I think Jake Something is wickedly underappreciated, underrated, overlooked, whatever superlative you want to use to describe Jake Something. He's fucking awesome, but I think Josh Alexander gets the win. He eats that out. It's going to be really physical. They actually just wrestled each other on the indies in a real fucking knockout, drag-out affair. I think Jake Something lariated him really hard in the nose and almost broke his nose, and then he got a receipt with one of the world's stiffest forearms, and it was just two men who don't mind laying their shit in. Proper professional wrestlers. This will be a proper professional wrestling match, and also it's a bit of a meaty hoss battle, so of course the hossometer erection is prepped and ready. I think Josh Alexander retains, but I think this could very well steal the show, and I guarantee this will be one of the matches of the night, if not the match of the night. And speaking of matches that can steal the show, the tag team titles are also on the line. Violent by Design, of course, you might know. They'd kind of be volleying the Impact World Championships around with the Good Brothers, who are the current champions. But Rich Swann and Winnie Mac, two guys who I think are woefully underappreciated, especially Winnie Mac. At least Rich Swann had a run as champion and then just kind of drifted off into obscurity for a little while. I love both these guys. I think they work incredibly well. I think this match is going to be awesome. I don't know who Violent by Design will opt for in this match. Could be any one of Eric Young, Dina, Joe Doring, or Rhino. Possibly Rhino and Joe Doring. Don't know. Although Joe Doring had quite a big match with Luke Gallows, so maybe they might lean towards using Dina. No thanks. Sorry. I like Dina. Nice lad, but he just feels like the bitch of the group. And he has kind of been portrayed as that. And he does that well, to his credit. He looks like the greasy shitbag who gets the kick in while everybody else gets out of dodge. I'm going to say the Good Brothers retain. They have volleyed these tag titles around quite a lot, but I think there's a big caveat to having some of the Impact titles on the main stage. They've also been hyping up God as a rivalry with Good Brothers, which will be sick. I really hope that's going to be on Impact, not AEW, because I feel like Impact could use it more. And also, I don't trust AEW to book the Gorillas of Destiny properly without fucking that up as well and putting them in some stupidly over-the-top hardcore schmoz. So I think the Good Brothers retain here and go on to defend them against God, maybe at Bound for Glory. That would be very, very special. And I feel like that would bring in a lot of your paying fans, because God are one of the bigger draws of NJPW. If you want to kind of snare some of that sweet NJPW money and some of that viewership for your pay-per-view, this is a good way to do it for the Forbidden Door, which, fucking hell, that door's been open for 20 years. Pay attention. Main event, Christian Cage defends the title against Brian Myers. I'll make this very easy for you. Christian Cage is going to retain. There is no way in hell Brian Myers is going to walk into their biggest pay-per-view of the year and their biggest pay-per-view in history, or at least, historically. It's their WrestleMania Bound for Glory. There's no way Brian Myers is walking in as champion. I do like him. I think he's very entertaining. I love Sam Beale. I think Sam Beale's amazing. Christian Cage actually has to be Christian Cage. If Brian Myers wins, I'll do the next podcast naked. How about that? There you go. That might get some people to pay attention. So there you go. If this video gets 100 views, I'll give away a free t-shirt. And if Brian Myers beats Christian Cage tonight for the Impact Wrestling Championship, then I'll do next week's Impact Wrestling completely in the nude. Ultimately, I imagine most of you now are absolutely desperate for Christian Cage to retain so that you can avoid such horrors. That's it as far as the predictions go. Like I said, get us to 100 and I'll give away a free t-shirt. Don't forget, leave your predictions below for all of those matches. Could be a lot of fun, and if you do have the chance, check it out. I won't be able to watch it live. I'm going to be watching it during my travels tomorrow, but I will be at a football game tomorrow, so the review of Emergence will be dropping quite late on a Saturday, so apologies if you're going to be waiting on that quite early. It won't be probably until quite late in the evening, but I will endeavour to get it covered as soon as I get home. I've been Aaron X. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.